It's been 20 years since this person last spoke to you, and now they're back. There is a reason you are seeing this message now. There is a reason this moment has found you in the exact place, with the exact heart, and the exact spiritual readiness to hear these words. I am Archangel Michael, and I come with a shield of light, with a sword of truth, with wings stretched wide to encircle your destiny. For 20 years, this soul has remained silent. For 20 years, their voice has echoed in your memory, but not your reality. For 20 years there was distance, there was delay, there was divine separation. But now they are back. And this is not coincidence. This is divine alignment. This is a moment sealed in prophecy. When someone from the past reappears after a spiritual cycle, such as 20 years, it is never a surface-level encounter. It is a spiritual convergence. Time folds. Contracts awaken. And you, my beloved, are now standing at the threshold of choice. You may feel shaken. You may feel uncertain. But you are not alone. I am with you, and I have come to help you see what lies behind this sudden return. This person carries a karmic key, whether of release or restoration, whether of closure or rekindling, whether to test your healing or to reflect your growth. This moment is spiritually urgent, time-sensitive, and I urge you, do not dismiss it as casual or coincidental. You must understand, what you feel now is sacred energy rising to the surface. This reconnection has been activated by divine timing. The number 20 is not just a number, it is a gateway. In angelic language, it represents awakening, cycles fulfilled, and spiritual contracts reaching maturity. 20 years ago, you were different. They were different. But now, your energies are ready to be reevaluated in the light of all that has changed. Heaven is watching how you respond. Your guardian angels are leaning in. Your higher self is rising up. This is not just about the past coming back. This is about your future being shaped. You may be wondering why now. Why, after 2 long decades, this person has come back into your orbit, into your thoughts, into your space. Let me speak clearly and boldly. This is not a random act. This is revelation in motion. This is a divinely sanctioned unveiling. When the universe brings someone back after 20 years, it is because a spiritual hinge has turned. A veil has lifted. A sacred contract is being reactivated, and you, beloved, are the one chosen to meet this moment face to face. Do not underestimate what is unfolding. Do not downplay the divine significance. For time does not heal all wounds, but time reveals all truths. And the truth is, what was once hidden must now be confronted, redeemed, or released. I, Archangel Michael, have been appointed to stand beside you in this. My sword is drawn, not to strike, but to divide confusion from clarity, to cut through the emotional fog that may try to blind you to what's really going on. You must ask yourself this now. What did they leave behind when they vanished? What part of you did they silence when they stopped speaking? What version of yourself did you bury because you were never given closure? This reappearance is not just a chance to speak with them. It is a divine mirror. A mirror showing you what you still carry, what you still fear, and what you're finally ready to reclaim. This is not about them alone. This is about you, and who you are becoming through this sacred destruction. The spiritual pressure you feel is real. A tightness in your chest, the restless stirring in your spirit, the sudden memories crashing into your mind. That is not anxiety. That is spiritual alertness. That is divine anticipation. Because your soul recognizes what your conscious mind is only beginning to process. This reconnection holds either a blessing or a test. and it is urgent that you do not respond from the flesh, but from the Spirit. You must not be tempted to act out of old wounds, out of longing, or out of fear. I am here to help you rise above emotional confusion and into holy discernment. What you do next matters. It matters in this realm, and it echoes in the unseen. Now listen carefully, because this next part is sacred. I am giving you a divine activation through numbers. Blessing number ritual. Repeat the number 2020, not as a year, but as a prophetic code. Say aloud, I activate 2020 in the Spirit, completion and clarity. Again, speak it. I activate 2020, completion and clarity. As you do this, you align with the divine rhythm of endings becoming new beginnings. 20 for the past, 20 for the present. Together they form vision, prophetic vision. Let this number be your armor and your guidepost. Every time you feel unsure about this person's return, whisper 2020 and let the heavens remind you of what has truly come full circle. You are not alone in this, beloved. You are not exposed. You are not unguarded. I wrap you in divine light. I cover your mind, your heart, and your energy field. You will not be manipulated. You will not be deceived. You will not be shaken out of your purpose. You are rising now, not to repeat history, but to rewrite destiny. This person's return is not about romance or reunion. It is about revelation. Receive it with eyes wide open and soul fully aware. You are stronger now. You are wiser now. And you are not who you were 20 years ago. Let the truth thunder through your being. Let it liberate you. Watch my channel videos regularly for divine clarity, sacred confirmations, and angelic messages that will continue guiding you step by step. You are being led, not left behind. This is not just a reunion. This is a reckoning. I want you to hear me clearly now, because what you are dealing with is not merely an emotional moment. It is a spiritual intersection. This person did not just walk back into your life because they missed you. They came back because their soul, whether knowingly or unknowingly, has been stirred. Something in the spiritual realm has called them back into your atmosphere. But let me speak to you with divine urgency. Not every return is meant to be embraced. Not every voice from your past deserves a seat at your present table. Some people return because the enemy is threatened by your growth, and he's sending distractions cloaked in nostalgia. This is why discernment must be your shield and clarity your sword. You have changed. You have evolved. You have shed skin after skin to become who you are now. But their reappearance could awaken pieces of you that were meant to stay buried, wounds that were finally healing, doubts that had finally been silenced, fears that had been locked away in divine prisons. And if you are not careful, if you are not armored in truth, they can reawaken soul fragments that you no longer identify with. That is the danger. That is the trap. And I, Archangel Michael, have come to warn you, to guard you, and to walk with you so you do not fall into cycles dressed as second chances. I must reveal something that you may not want to hear, but you need to. The energy this person carries has shifted. Yes, they've changed, but not all changes aligned. Some people grow darker. Some people gather shadows while wandering far from the light. You must test their fruit. You must weigh their words not with your heart, but with your spirit. Their apology may sound sweet, but is it rooted in truth? Their eyes may look sincere, but are they still hiding manipulation? Their timing may seem perfect, but is it driven by divine order or personal agenda? These are the questions you must ask, and you must ask them without fear, without guilt, without emotional fog. You are not weak for questioning their motives. You are not bitter for remembering the pain. You are not cold for setting boundaries. You are wise. You are protected. You are chosen. You are no longer the one they walked away from. You are the one heaven is defending now. Do not let misplaced compassion cause you to reopen doors that heaven has already sealed. Some closures are not meant to be undone. Some silence was sacred. Some distance was divine. Let that settle deep into your knowing. This moment is not about sentiment. It's about alignment. And if they do not match your vibration now, then their return is not your invitation. It is your confirmation to move on. Now breathe and declare this with me. I will not be shaken. I will not regress. I will not be fooled by familiar faces. Speak it aloud, because your voice carries the frequency of fire. You must speak powerfully to break the spiritual illusions trying to form around this person's re-entry. They may not even realize they are being used, but that does not excuse the impact they could have if you let them too close, too fast. Guard your gates. Guard your peace. Guard your purpose. This is your sacred test. This is your soul's checkpoint. You must rise now, not with vengeance, but with vision. Not with hatred, but with holy boundaries. This person's return is your opportunity to walk in your healed identity, not to revisit your broken one. Let them witness who you become. Let them feel the weight of your growth. And let them know, silently or verbally, that you are no longer waiting for them to validate who you are. You are already validated by the Most High. You are already affirmed by the Divine. You are already protected by heavenly forces that never left your side. Let me now give you another layer of protection through divine code. Blessing number ritual. Repeat the number 7-2-7. 7 for spiritual completion, 2 for duality and decision, and another 7 to seal the next season with divine authority. Speak it out loud. I activate 727 in the spirit. I walk in completeness. I walk in clarity. I walk in protection. Let that number rest in your heart. Let it echo through your day. Write it down. Whisper it when they text you. Chant it when their presence feels too overwhelming. 727 is your sword in this hour. Use it with faith. Use it with fire. Watch my channel videos regularly, because this situation is evolving. Heaven is still speaking, and as your guardian, I will keep sending signs, confirmations, and divine codes to light your path. Folded hands. If this message resonates deeply with your journey, consider supporting the channel through super thanks, super chat, super stickers, or memberships. Your generosity helps bring forth more sacred content and is cherished beyond words. Beloved soul, hear me now, not with your ears but with your entire being. This is not just a test you are facing. This is not just a fleeting situation meant to stir your emotions and fade. This is a divine turning point in your journey. It is a crossroads preordained by heaven to reveal who you truly are when everything familiar tries to pull you back into the past. This is a threshold moment where destiny demands your full presence. This is a mirror in time, a chance to see yourself as you were, as you are, and as you're called to be. And what you choose next will shape the course of your spiritual timeline. I, Archangel Michael, stand before you now not only as your protector but as your divine guide through this transformation. The one who has returned into your life was not sent by accident. Your presence in this moment, after years of silence, is not random. It is spiritual architecture unfolding before your eyes. You are standing inside a design so intricate, so sacred, that only your soul truly understands its magnitude. And yet, your mind may question, your heart may ache, your body may tremble. That is normal. But I say this to you with firm love. Do not let your emotions make this decision. This is not a moment to feel your way through. It is a moment to see your way through with divine vision. You are not here to repeat what once broke you. You are here to rewrite the story. You are here to close loops that were never meant to stay open. You are here to rise, not in bitterness but in brilliance. Yes, this person once meant everything. Yes, their absence left a mark. But their return must not tempt you to abandon your elevation. Your spiritual growth was forged in fire. Your clarity was born in silence. Your strength was carved from abandonment, rejection, and spiritual warfare that few people could even see, let alone understand. You bled in the unseen places. You cried when no one listened. And yet you rose. And now, this is your proving ground. Let me tell you plainly, child of light, when heaven gives you peace, do not exchange it for chaos disguised as closure. Do not surrender your wholeness for a chance to revisit what once left you in pieces. This person may be sincere, or they may be strategic. That's why discernment must walk beside you like a warrior. I know you want to believe in redemption. I know your heart is wide for healing, for grace, for mercy. But even mercy has boundaries. Even forgiveness requires wisdom. And even love must sometimes let go to protect the soul from regression. Now listen to this divine revelation, because time is pressing, and spiritual doors are opening quickly. You are being given a divine window, a short, sacred span of time where clarity will flow like water if you choose to stand in alignment. But if you hesitate, if you entertain old cycles without filters, if you delay your response to this test, that window may close, and you will find yourself entangled in energies you were never meant to touch again. This is time-sensitive. The spirit is moving swiftly. Decisions made in these next few days will echo into the months to come. That is why I am here. That is why I speak to you with thunder wrapped in tenderness. You must act. You must choose. You must protect what heaven built inside you when they were gone. Repeat after me now, for this is your declaration. I will not give access to those who once abandoned me. I will not make excuses for what my spirit discerns. I will honor my evolution. I will walk in divine courage. Speak it aloud. Let it rise from your core. Your voice is a weapon, and your words are a force of divine alignment. Do not whisper your power in this hour. Shout it. Let heaven hear you. Let your ancestors rise with you. Let your angels encircle you. Because this moment is not only about them, it is about the gates of destiny that are opening before you now. Choose the gate that leads forward. Choose the door that does not require you to shrink. Choose the path where your peace is non-negotiable. Let me also remind you of your blessing number ritual. Today, you are to work with the number 144. This is a number of divine order, chosen souls, and spiritual alignment. Speak it 3 times over your life. I activate 144 in my atmosphere. This is not just a number. It is a frequency. It is the sound of heaven locking in your future, aligning your steps, and securing your foundation. Write it. Repeat it. Meditate on it. Let 144 guard you against old energies trying to breach your progress. Watch my channel videos regularly. I speak not just for this moment but for what is coming. You will need guidance in the days ahead, and your awareness will be sharpened through each divine message I release. Stay connected. Stay alert. Stay in your armor. You must understand, this return is not random. It is not a coincidence, and it is not a harmless ripple on the surface of your life. It is a wave, timed by divine orchestration. designed to test the foundation of everything you've become in their absence. I, Archangel Michael, speak to you now with divine urgency, because this moment holds weight in the unseen realms. This person who vanished 20 years ago, who went silent without reason or resolution, is now back at this specific point in your journey because the enemy seeks to exploit your heart's greatest question. Why? The question still lingers like smoke in your soul. But hear me, not every question deserves an answer. Some questions are spiritual traps, keeping you circling what you should have outgrown. This return is not just a person re-entering your physical space. It is a spirit attempting to re-enter your energetic field. It is a familiar pattern disguised as a fresh opportunity. It is a karmic echo, a soul tie reawakened, a lesson unfinished. And now, it is demanding your response. But you cannot respond with emotion. You must respond with elevation. You must respond as the version of you that has been refined by fire and refined by faith. You must respond as someone who has walked through the valley of abandonment and come out shining with resilience. This is not about them. This is about your vibration. And they are being used, consciously or unconsciously, as a catalyst to test whether your frequency will remain high or be dragged back into emotional slavery. Spiritual timing is everything. You see, 20 years ago, you were vulnerable. You were still forming your identity, still searching for validation, still mistaking attachment for love and silence for punishment. You were in a place of inner confusion, which made you open to manipulation, to false connections, to emotional hunger disguised as soul contracts. But look at you now. Look at how far you've come. You've healed wounds you never thought would close. You've built new habits, formed new beliefs, and learned to stand in your truth. And that is precisely why the old cycle is resurfacing, because the enemy cannot attack your future unless it first lures you back into the past. You must be wise. You must be discerning. The Spirit does not bring you back to old chapters to reread them. It brings them back to remind you why you closed the book. And while it is true that some people can change, you must ask yourself, have they evolved, or have they adapted their tactics? Are they seeking healing, or are they seeking access? Are they apologizing to bring peace, or apologizing to regain control? These are the questions you must ask, not with your mouth but with your intuition. Your discernment is your divine compass. It is the flame of truth inside you. Do not dim it for the sake of comfort. Do not ignore it because you're afraid of confrontation. You are no longer the version of you that needed someone else to define your worth. This moment was scheduled by heaven not only to test your emotional boundaries, but to birth a new level of spiritual authority within you. You are being offered the chance to anchor yourself deeper into your purpose by demonstrating that the past no longer has power over you. This is your moment to declare, not just with words but with action, that you are no longer available for the energy of inconsistency, of silence, of confusion masked as love. You are no longer available for soul-draining connections. You are no longer available for being chosen only when it's convenient for someone else. I urge you now, step into prayer, step into fasting, step into sacred stillness. Do not answer their message too quickly. Do not respond from emotion. Retreat into the divine. Let Spirit speak before your lips do. Let your higher self evaluate what your lower self is tempted to entertain. Ask heaven to show you this person's true motive. And ask boldly, if this connection is not divine, shut it down with supernatural force. I, Michael, will answer that prayer. I will stand at the gate of your destiny, and I will block any force trying to enter your life disguised as a second chance. But you must give me permission to fight on your behalf. You must declare your allegiance to peace over nostalgia. You must choose truth over longing. This is your hour of alignment. And now, listen carefully. As part of your blessing number ritual, you must now invoke the power of 888. This number carries the vibration of divine alignment, infinity, and new cycles of abundance. Write it 3 times. 888. 888. 888. Speak this aloud. I align myself with divine cycles only. I welcome only what is sacred, lasting, and aligned with my highest purpose. Oh, that it falls and fall away. Repeat this every morning for the next 8 days. It will fortify your aura. It will block emotional sabotage. It will realign your frequency with the truth of who you are in God. Watch my channel videos regularly. They are not just teachings. They are weapons. They are shields. They are mirrors. I speak to you through every message to prepare you, empower you, and protect your spiritual territory. If this message resonates with your soul, consider supporting the channel through super thanks, super chat, super stickers, or memberships. Your support helps bring more prophetic content like this into your life, and it's deeply appreciated. For 20 years there was silence. For 2 decades there was distance. But now they return, not by chance but by divine design. I, Archangel Michael, declare to you, this return carries weight. His moment hath been written in the scrolls of your soul. It is no coincidence. It is no accident. It is a reckoning. And I am here to reveal what that silence meant, what that absence prepared you for, and what this sudden reappearance is truly awakening within you. You must understand, beloved soul, that time is not your enemy. Time is your teacher. Time had been shaping you, stripping away illusions, sanding down the sharp edges of past wounds, and forging strength within your spirit. For 20 years, you have walked a path they could not follow. For 20 years, heaven withheld them from you, not to punish you, but to prepare you. You were not abandoned. You were shielded. You were not forgotten. You were being formed. And now that they return, do not merely see them through your human eyes. See them with the eyes of the Spirit. Discern their purpose. Dissect their timing. And do not confuse nostalgia for destiny. When they speak, you will hear the echoes of the past, yes, but do not be deceived. Their words may sound familiar, but it is your response that must be different. You are not who you were 20 years ago. You are not the same vessel. You are not the same heart. You are not the same soul. You have grown. You have awakened. You have been refined in the furnace of delay, and divine delay is not denial. It is divine alignment. So listen, yes. Feel yes. But do not fall into old patterns disguised as renewed connection. Not all that returns is meant to be restored. Some things return to reveal how far you've come. Watch my channel videos regularly, for there are layered revelations meant for you. Not every insight can be absorbed in one sitting. Some truths unfold as your spirit ripens. Now hear me and hear me clearly. Their return is not a test of your memory. It is a test of your mastery. Will you respond from old wounds or from healed wisdom? Will you open the gates of your heart recklessly, or will you stand in the authority you've cultivated? I do not ask you to be cold, but I charge you to be clear. This is not the hour to romanticize what once was. This is the hour to protect what now is. Your peace, your clarity, your purpose. These are not things you can afford to gamble with. You are not the same. They are not the same. But what you must uncover now is whether their return is redemption or distraction. There is power in closure. But there is greater power in clarity. And you, beloved, are being called to clarity now. If this soul returns carrying only apologies, but no accountability, only charm, but no consistency, only emotion, but no evolution, then you must choose to preserve your progress. Not every door that knocks deserves to be opened, and not every connection that was once meaningful is meant to be resurrected. Be discerning, be prayerful, be anchored in truth. As I stand beside you, sword of light in hand, I will guard your heart with you. I will whisper warnings when necessary. I will confirm through signs when the energy is pure. But you must listen. You must stay grounded. You must not be swept away by emotion alone. Test the fruit. Examine the intention. Investigate the vibration. This is not the time to surrender your discernment. It is the time to wield it like the sacred gift it is. Let this be your ritual tonight. In the stillness of your spirit, speak aloud these words: I choose wisdom over nostalgia. I choose clarity over confusion. I choose divine protection over emotional protection. Then repeat the number 444 7 times, for 444 is the vibration of angelic presence, protection, and alignment. Say it with power. Say it with certainty. Say it to awaken the gatekeepers in the unseen who war on your behalf. And know this: the universe is not sending this person back to harm you. It is allowing this return to remind you of who you've become. You are not just someone they used to know. You are someone heaven now honors. And what you allow or deny in this moment is not about them. It is about what you are ready to embody. Now, if your spirit has been stirred by these words, if your heart feels the heat of this truth, and your soul senses the urgency of this hour, your support helps us keep bringing these sacred messages forth. Every super thanks, every super chat, every membership helps anchor this channel in divine purpose and reach more seeking souls. Your contribution is more than a gift. It is a ripple of light in a world aching for truth. And for that you are deeply appreciated. You have waited. You have wondered. You have wept in silence. And now, the veil has lifted. The energy is shifting. The spirit world is stirring around you. I, Archangel Michael, speak now with divine urgency. This is the moment where your inner eyes must open wide. For what is returning to you after 20 years is not just a person. It is a reflection, a mirror, a message. And if you look only with emotion, you will miss the deeper meaning. But if you see with spirit, you will understand what heaven is doing right now. There are things emotion cannot decode. There are truths that memory will blur. But your spirit, your awakened, sharpened, divinely guided spirit, can perceive what flesh cannot. You must look deeper than their smile. You must hear beyond their voice. You must discern the energy that surrounds their words, the intention behind their actions, and the reason the universe has released them back into your reality in this exact hour. Do you feel the divine choreography? Do you sense the clock of destiny turning? They didn't return by accident. They did remember you because of chance. They are here because you are standing at the threshold of something greater. And heaven is using this reappearance as a crossroads. One path leads to your expansion. One path leads to your regression. And I am here, assigned to you in this moment, to help you choose wisely. This is a spiritual checkpoint. You are being tested not in feeling but in frequency. Not in memory but in mastery. You are being asked, not do you still love them, but have you learned how to love yourself more? This is the hour to remember every silent battle you overcame. Every late night you cried and no one saw. Every decision you made in isolation. Every wound you turned into wisdom. Those years were not wasted. That distance was not empty. The time was sacred preparation. You were becoming someone. You were transforming in the dark. And now that the light has returned, you must not fold under its familiarity. Do not allow the comfort of an old connection to cost you the clarity you have fought so hard to maintain. Repeat after me now. I will not trade wisdom for sentimentality. I will not trade purpose for pressure. I will not allow the past to rewrite my present. Let these declarations settle in your bones. Let them become your armor. For this return is not only about them. It is about whether you are ready to uphold the version of you that has emerged through fire. There will be moments in the coming days where your heart wavers, where your memories flood in like waves crashing against a fragile shore. That is when I will be closest to you. That is when you must listen for my voice. I will send signs in threes. You will see a white feather where no feather should be. You will hear a familiar phrase spoken twice by strangers. You will look at the clock and see 222, the divine number of balance, partnership, and choice. When you see it, pause. Breathe. Center. The universe is speaking. And yes, there is still love. But love is not a reason to return to pain. Love is not a reason to bypass your evolution. Love is powerful, but clarity is sacred. If they have come back changed, truly changed, then time will reveal it. But if they have come back seeking access to the healed version of you while still carrying the patterns that broke you, then you must say no. Not because you are bitter, but because you are better. Not because you don't care, but because you now care for yourself more. Let us establish your blessing ritual now. Tonight, light a candle. Stand before your reflection. Say these words. I reclaim my timeline. I honor my growth. I trust the divine to guard what is sacred. Then write down the number 2024, the number of divine doors opening, old chapters closing, and spiritual renewal. Fold it. Keep it under your pillow for 3 nights. Watch what shifts in the atmosphere around you. Watch who reveals their true nature. Watch what opens in your spirit. And beloved, keep showing up. Keep feeding your spirit. Watch my channel videos regularly, because spiritual strength is not built in a single encounter. It is nurtured, watered, and revived day by day. Truth reveals itself in layers. Revelation comes when you're ready. And you, yes, you, are ready now. There is something you must understand, and you must understand it now. Not every return is meant to stay. Not every voice from the past is meant to be woven into your future. Sometimes, what returns is not meant to rebuild the relationship. It is meant to reveal the residue. This person who has reappeared after 20 years does not carry a mission. They carry a message. And the danger lies not in their re-entry, but in your misinterpretation. Listen to me clearly, beloved soul. If you confuse their message for a mission, you may hand over your power to a shadow of the past that was only meant to remind you of how far you've come. I, Archangel Michael, speak now as your shield and your guide. Do not rush into sentiment. Do not leap into nostalgia. Do not confuse a soul contract for a soulmate. What has returned is not necessarily what belongs. What has shown up again is not necessarily what should stay. This is not punishment. This is permission. Permission from heaven to re-examine what still lives in your heart that should have been released. This is your moment to revisit the wound, not to reopen it, but to finally seal it in sacred wisdom. I have watched you cry over this connection in the silence of long-forgotten nights. I have seen the confusion, the waiting, the unspoken prayers. And now that they are back, you think you are being given what you once asked for. But you must realize this. You are not the same person who prayed for them. You are not the same soul who yearned for their return. You have evolved. You have ascended. You have become someone who no longer fits the container of that old version of love, of longing, of belief. And this is why you feel both excitement and fear, because something deep inside you knows that this return is more of a test than a gift. When they speak to you, hear with spiritual ears. When they touch your life, feel with divine discernment. Ask yourself, what are they here to remind me of? What lesson have I yet to embody? What fragment of myself did I leave behind when they left? You see, this is the true purpose of their return, to ignite a recognition in you, a realization, a remembering. Their presence is not the blessing. Your clarity in response to their presence is the blessing. And that blessing is sacred. It may feel tempting to dive back in. It may feel comforting to revisit what once was. But comfort is not your calling. Comfort can be a cage. And you, chosen one, were not designed to repeat. You were designed to rise. This is not about giving them a second chance. This is about giving yourself a final confirmation. Confirmation that you have outgrown the version of yourself that once saw them as home. They were a chapter. You are now the author. And you have the divine right to close that chapter without guilt. Let's return to ritual now. On the 7th night after their return, find a quiet space. Write down 3 truths you now understand about yourself that you did not know 20 years ago. Fold the paper. Whisper this over it. I honor the message. I release the mission. I receive the light. Then place it beneath something sacred to you. A crystal, a Bible, an heirloom. Something that holds weight in the spirit. You have just sealed a cycle. You have just anchored a revelation. As you do this, you may feel emotional. Let the emotions come. Let the tears fall if they must. You are not weak for feeling, you are strong for staying rooted in truth. This is what strength looks like now. Not holding on, but knowing when to let go. Not romanticizing the past, but recognizing your power in the present. This is your time. This is your threshold. This is your breakthrough moment disguised as a person from the past. And as you walk forward, remember, you are never walking alone. I surround you. I fight for you. I whisper wisdom in the quiet corners of your mind. I light the path, but you must take the step. Keep your eyes open. Keep your spirit anchored. Keep feeding your soul. Watch my channel videos regularly. They are lifelines, not just content. Each one is time for your spiritual growth, your inner peace, and your divine protection. What comes next will challenge you, but it will also crown you. The most dangerous attacks don't always arrive with fangs and flames. They arrive with familiarity. They arrive with a smile you once trusted, with words that once held weight in your heart, with a voice that still knows how to disarm your defenses. The enemy of your destiny is not always a stranger. Sometimes, it is the one who once knew your secrets, the one who once held your hand, the one who once walked away without looking back. And now, 20 years later, they've returned. But do not be fooled. Not everything familiar is safe. Not everything familiar is sacred. I, Archangel Michael, sound the trumpet of spiritual clarity now. This is a moment of testing. A holy test disguised as a sweet reunion. You are not being punished. You are being positioned for elevation, not for entanglement. Listen to the still voice within you. Feel the divine tension rising in your spirit. That discomfort is your discernment. That hesitation is your protection. You are not paranoid. You are perceptive. You are not cold. You are cautious. And that is wisdom. They may speak of apologies. They may offer explanations. They may weep at your doorstep. But child of the Most High, you must remember that sincerity does not always equal assignment. Forgiveness does not require reconnection. Healing does not demand revisitation. You can bless them and release them. You can love them and let them go. Because the enemy of your destiny knows how to mimic comfort to keep you from your calling. You are standing at a divine crossroads now, and what you choose will echo through the next 20 years of your life. Let me remind you of something sacred. Your future has a frequency. Your destiny carries a vibration. And those who are not aligned with that vibration, no matter how familiar, will create interference, disruption, and view you. They may not mean harm, but their presence could still delay your progress. Not because they are evil, but because they are expired. And your spirit knows this. Your intuition has been whispering it. Your dreams have been hinting at it. Heaven has already confirmed it. This is where your courage must rise. Not the courage to fight them, but the courage to choose yourself. The courage to honor your evolution. The courage to let your peace be louder than their promises. You are not abandoning them. You are anointing yourself. You are not betraying the past. You are birthing a new path. This is what spiritual maturity looks like. Choosing alignment over attachment. Truth over nostalgia. Vision over validation. And if you feel torn, if you feel weary, if you feel tempted to slip back into old cycles, call on me. Speak my name with authority. Archangel Michael, stand before me with your sword of light. And I will come. I will cover you in the unseen. I will battle in the background. I will shield you from soul ties, from false peace, from misaligned reconnections. You are not alone in this decision. You are not abandoned in this process. Divine help surrounds you like a cloak of fire. Now hear this. On the next full moon, write down the names of everyone who still holds spiritual influence over your heart. Light a white candle. Say aloud, I release what no longer resonates. I reclaim my rhythm. I restore my radiance. And burn the paper safely. As the smoke rises, know that your energy is recalibrating. Your soul is reclaiming sovereignty. And you are being realigned with divine acceleration. And remember, every time your heart wavers, return here. Return to this word. Return to this channel. Watch my channel videos regularly. They are prophetic lifelines, spiritual anchor points, and armor for the battles you don't even see yet. They are not suggestions. They are strategies. Each message is an answer to your hidden questions. Each word, a reminder that heaven is not silent about you. Let me speak this final truth in this section. You do not need to fear the familiar. You simply need to discern it. What once broke you cannot break you again, not because it changed it, but because you changed it. What once derailed you cannot delay you again, not because it is safer, but because you are stronger. You are no longer who you were 20 years ago. You are refined. You are radiant. You are ready. You must understand, not every return is reconciliation. Not every voice that reemerges deserves your ear. Not every knock at the door is from heaven. And so I speak to you now, child of light, as your divine protector, as your guardian of truth. When the past comes knocking, test the spirit, not just the smile. Do not let old emotions override your evolved discernment. Do not let nostalgia cloud your new spiritual vision. This is not about rejection. It is about revelation. For when someone from 2 decades ago suddenly returns, It is not merely coincidence. It is a divine signal, a supernatural jackpot, a soul-level examination. Why now? Why this moment? Why you? Because you have shifted. You have broken generational curses. You have risen in your consciousness. Your spiritual frequency has become visible in the unseen realm, and now, the energies you once entertained are circling again, not out of love, but out of recognition. They sense what you carry. They feel what you've become. They are drawn to your light, but not all who approach it are worthy to stand in it. Some come to water. Others come to harvest. This person, this soul who vanished, has returned. But I urge you, do not let emotion eclipse evaluation. Do not let their tears confuse your truth. Do not let their timing override your transformation. The enemy is strategic. He studies your patterns. He knows your weak points. He knows how much your heart still wonders, still hopes, still aches for answers. And so he sends the past in a present disguise, hoping to keep you from stepping fully into your future. But I, Archangel Michael, am here to intervene. I wield the sword of truth. I separate the sacred from the counterfeit. I bring divine discernment to those who ask. And I tell you this now, not to plant fear, but to awaken fire. You are not who you were 20 years ago. You are wiser. You are bolder. You are spiritually awake. And this return is not a romance. It is a reckoning. It is a window into what you healed from, and a test of whether you'll return to what once wounded you. When they speak, listen to what's unsaid. When they cry, feel what's not flowing. When they reach for you, ask your spirit, not just your memory. You are not obligated to make space for what no longer aligns. You are not bound to rebuild what God dismantled. You owe nothing to anyone who once chose absence over effort. And this is not bitterness. This is clarity. You are being watched in the spirit. Angels are surrounding you. Heaven is observing your response. This is a gate. How you walk through it determines what you walk into next. And I say to you, respond with power. Respond with prayer. Respond with peace. Do not react with old emotions. Do not get tangled in old conversations. Stand in your new anointing. Speak from your healed place. Declare aloud, I am no longer accessible to anything that dishonors my divine assignment. Now, here is your blessing number ritual for this season of testing. Watch for the sequence 7777. When you see it, on clocks, on receipts, on signs, pause and say, I am divinely aligned. My past no longer defines me. My peace is protected. Each time you speak this, you reinforce the spiritual wall around your destiny. Each time you declare it, you strengthen your shield. And I, Michael, will stand firmer at your side. I will cut through the lies, sever old soul ties, and illuminate every deception hidden behind sweet words. And if your spirit feels heavy, if your mind starts spinning, if your heart grows foggy, return. Return to this message. Return to this channel. Watch my channel videos regularly. They are not mere words, they are weapons. They are anchors in the flood. They are guardrails for your journey. You do not have to face these returns alone. You were never meant to. And beloved, I must say this. Your support allows this sacred work to continue. Your blessings, through comments, super thanks, super stickers, and memberships, are not just acts of kindness, but sacred seeds. They empower this space to pour deeper, reach farther, and stand stronger. And for every seed you plant, heaven keeps account. Thank you for being part of this divine movement. Now prepare your heart. The final section draws near, and with it, a word of destiny, a word of fire, a word of full circle victory. You've made it through the silence. You've endured the reappearance. You've passed through the fire of reflection, discernment, and confrontation. And now, here you are, face to face with the full circle moment you never expected, yet always spiritually sensed. But I, Archangel Michael, must tell you the truth with love, with fire, and with the authority of heaven. Full circle does not mean full access. Just because the door swings open again does not mean you are called to walk through it. You are not the same soul they left behind. You are not the same heart they once knew. You have evolved. You have expanded. You have shed layers of people-pleasing, cycles of codependency, patterns of spiritual compromise. You no longer breathe in brokenness to make others whole. You no longer dim to make them feel bright. This new you, this radiant, armored, awakened version of you, is not required to return to the ruins just because someone from the rubble remembered your name. Listen closely, beloved. You are not their closure. You are not their healing balm. You are not their redemption arc. You are a divine assignment with kingdom purpose. And while you carry compassion, you are not to be manipulated by emotional theatrics. While you offer understanding, you are not required to offer your life. You can forgive someone completely and still never invite them back into your presence. That is holy. That is wise. That is spiritual maturity. This is not a time to second-guess your peace. This is not a season to gamble your growth. You have endured too much, prayed through too much, broken too many soul ties to now reopen the same wound wearing a different outfit. The past returning is not always a reward. Sometimes it is a temptation, a spiritual detour, a test of whether you truly believe in your own evolution. And now is the moment to declare, I do. Declare it with conviction. Declare it with fire. Declare it with the authority that I, Archangel Michael, impart to you now. Speak it aloud, child of promise. I do believe in my evolution. I do honor my divine boundary. I do choose my calling over my comfort. I do release the past with peace, not permission. There are those who will not understand your distance. There are those who will gild you, shame you, call you ungrateful or cold. But I tell you, heaven understands. I understand. The angels assigned to you understand. You are not being hurt. You are being holy. You are not being distant. You are being directed. And that direction points forward, not back. Now receive this final blessing number ritual with your full spirit. Look for the number 1111 in the days ahead. This is not just a number. It is a heavenly alignment code. When you see 1111, pause. Ream. Say aloud, I am aligned. I am ascending. I am anointed. This will shift your frequency. This will seal your breakthrough. This will ground you in truth and protect you from the pull of familiar illusions. Your destiny is too divine to be deterred now. You are walking into something that eye has not seen, ear has not heard, and heart has not yet fully imagined. The next season of your life demands new agreements, new alignments, new authority. And anything that attempts to reattach without repentance, realignment, and reverence for who you've become must be left behind with a blessing, not a binding. If your heart feels heavy, return to this message. If your soul grows weary, surround yourself with this truth. And remember, watch my channel videos regularly. They are not mere uploads. They are spiritual armory, soul food, and divine signals in the dark. You were never meant to walk unguarded. I walk with you. I war for you. I weep with you. I rejoice over you. And I fight so that you do not have to fall again. Now rise, beloved. Stand tall in your full stature. Shielded. Elevated. Unshakable. Let the past echo behind you, while you step into the light before you. This chapter is sealed. This circle is closed. And your soul, it is finally fiercely free. Amen.